Namaste, welcome all of you. This is our fifth lecture in the online lecture series. Let's start with the interesting thing. I had given a quiz last time. The quiz was where the transaction of carriage outward is entered. The transaction of carriage outward is entered. Okay, and four options. I had given four options, and now let's see who has given the perfect answer. See, seven comments are there. Out of the seven comments, I think 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students has given the answer. Okay, up to here. This is one comment who is asking me to take IT online lecture. Okay, and other five are comments are the answers of my students. Okay, now let's see who is the first. Very good. Harsh is the first. Harsh has given the first answer. So Harsh is the winner of this day. Harsh Venkankar. Very good. Very, very good. And apart from Harsh, who has given the correct answer? Miss Nevgi, Shawnee Penkar, Sakshi Belwalkar, and Aniket Valanzu. All these four students has given the correct answer. Very good. The answer was C, option C. That is, carriage outward is entered or recorded at the debit side of profit and loss account. Very good. Very, very good. Now let's move ahead. So we are learning bookkeeping and accountancy standard 12th. Okay, we are on lesson number 1. So far we have completed these topics. Understand the meaning of partnership, features, Indian Partnership Act, partnership deed, what is to be done in the absence of partnership deed, and capital accounts. Okay, now let's move ahead. As per the competency statement given by the board, you have completed these many points. Okay, now what we are going to learn? We are learning, we have in our earlier lectures we have completed meaning of partnership final account, need and importance of final account, that you have already learned in the standard 11th also, and know the effects of adjustments in final account. Okay, apart from that, know the meaning of trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Okay, in our last lecture we had completed trading account and profit and loss account, and in this lecture we are moving towards balance sheet, that is the apex. Balance sheet is the apex of final accounts. Okay, and we will also learn some of the adjustments which are to be done in final accounts. Okay, this much we have completed. We have completed methods of capital accounts, right? See, though we are moving towards final accounts, this is the base for creating the final accounts. Okay, because we are creating the final accounts of the partners. So you have to always remember the methods of capital account, that is fixed capital method and fluctuating capital method. Okay, depending on the methods only we are going to prepare the final accounts of the partners. Okay, so this is the base. What we are going to learn today? Today we are going to learn trading. So what we learned in our last lecture? In our last lecture we learned trading account and profit and loss account. Those were the base. Okay, for going to the apex of profit and loss account. Okay, what we are going to learn today? That is balance sheet. Now let's see. As per the competency statement, you have to understand the meaning of final accounts, importance of final accounts, right? Adjustments in final accounts, meaning of trading profit and loss account and balance sheet, and financial result of the financial statement of the business. Okay, see, these are the various steps in preparing the final account. Out of these steps, see, preparation of journal, subsidiary books, ledger, trial balance, these are the board is supposed to be done. You understand all these things. Okay, you know all the things. Only the trial balance would be given to you, and on the trial balance you have to prepare the final accounts. Okay, so which to prepare the final account means to prepare the trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Okay, see, preparation of the partnership final account. See, trial balance and adjustments are important in preparation of the final account. See, trial balance and their adjustments given. Trial balance is given to you, The debit and credit side balances of different ledgers are given to you and some adjustments are given to you. Okay, so depending on the trial balance and on some adjustment, you have to prepare the final accounts. Final accounts means trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Okay, trading account shows the gross profit and gross loss. Profit and loss account shows the net profit or net loss, and balance sheet shows the financial position of the business in terms of assets and liabilities at the end of the every year. Balance sheet is prepared at the end of the year because it shows the financial position at the end. Okay, see, final accounts means which are prepared at the end of the financial year, which consists trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. See, trading account objective is to ascertain the gross profit. Profit and loss account objective is to ascertain the net profit, and balance sheet is the statement showing financial position of the firm on a particular day in the form of assets and liabilities. How we come to know the financial position, the status of the business, by looking at the assets and liabilities of the business of the firm. Now let's move towards balance sheet. See, in our last lecture we had seen trading and profit and loss account, right? Now we are moving towards balance sheet. See, balance sheet is a statement showing financial position of a firm on a particular day. All liabilities are recorded. What is recorded in balance sheet? All liabilities are recorded to the left hand side. See, if this is the balance sheet, all the liabilities are recorded to the left hand side. Okay, and all the assets are recorded. All the assets are recorded at the right hand side. The balance sheet is not an account. See, balance sheet is not a account, so it does not have debit and credit side. It is not an account, but a statement. It is a statement which shows the financial position of firms as on a given date in the forms of assets and liabilities. As per Palmer's, the balance sheet is a statement on a particular date showing on one side the trader's property, see, and positions. Assets means what? Properties and possessions, and on the other side its liabilities. Okay, properties and possessions, and on the other side its liabilities.
A balance sheet is a statement of the assets, liabilities, and equity of a business or other organisation at a particular point in time. A balance sheet can also be described as a snapshot of a company's financial condition. A balance sheet is broken up into 3 sections: assets, liabilities, and equity. The difference between the assets and the liabilities is the equity of the company, also known as net assets, net worth, or capital. So, you're starting a business. You go to the bank and get a loan. On your balance sheet, this loan shows as a liability, as it has to be repaid to the bank. It also shows as an asset for the same amount as you have the cash to spend. Thus, the balance sheet is balanced. You need to buy a computer for your new business. The cash in your assets decreases, but your new computer asset helps balance this. As you sell to your customers, your profits are recorded as retained earnings in the equity section. The cash from these profits is recorded in the asset section, and the sheet remains balanced. Every month you make a loan payment to the bank. Your liabilities reduce by the amount of the payment, and your cash is reduced by the same amount. If at any point you need to find out your business's worth, go back to the formula from before. Assets minus liabilities equals equity. Get a rebranded version of this video.
So, this is the pro forma specimen of balance sheet, pro forma. Okay. Now let's see what comes in the liabilities and what comes in the asset side. See, in liabilities, first of all, it is capital account. Capital account of 3 partners, A, B, and C. Okay, because this is the pro forma balance sheet of the partners. Then comes the partner's current account, that is the credit balance. Okay, the profit. Then general reserve, profit and loss account, loan on mortgage, bank loan, loan from partners, bills payable, bank overdraft, sundry creditors, add less any other adjustment of the creditors, okay, less provision for discount on creditors, outstanding expenses, income received in advance, and provision for taxes. Okay, so these amounts comes at the inner side of the amount, and the total of this comes at the outer side. Okay, similarly for any adjustment is there like addition or subtraction, then it is done at the inner side and the final value is written at the outer side like this. Okay, the same rule is applicable everywhere. See, let's see what comes in the asset side. First of all, it is goodwill. Then land and building, less its depreciation, and final value comes over here. Similarly, plant and machinery minus its depreciation, furniture and fixes minus its depreciation, equipment less its depreciation, delivery or motor van minus its depreciation, leasehold prop or freehold premises, deduct its depreciation from it, patent minus its depreciation, loose tools deduct its depreciation, then remaining all, see whatever you have deducted, okay, the final amount comes over here. Then investment, what are your investments, okay, in the banks or wherever. Then stores and spare parts, then minus its depreciation, prepaid expenses, if any, outstanding incomes, see outstanding income, loans and advances, closing stock, sundry debtors, if any adjustment, okay, less bad debts, less provision for discount on debtors, and whatever is the final amount, it will come here. Insurance claim receivable, bills receivable, cash in hand, cash at bank, partner's current account. Okay, see, don't worry for this. I will teach you all the points in detail. Okay, don't bother of it. See, every item in a trial balance must be shown only on one side. This is the rule. Whatever balances are given in the trial balance must be shown only on one time in just one part of final account. Final account means either it would be in the trading account or profit and loss account or in balance sheet. Okay, whatever is given in the trial balance, excluding silent or hidden adjustments, means excluding. For the hidden adjustment, there can be double entries. Okay, but whatever is given in the trial balance, there should be only one entry and only in one part of the final account. This is the rule. Every adjustment must have two effects in final accounts, that is debit effect and credit effect of every adjustment. Okay, we have already studied, see, we have already studied in final accounts of proprietary concern in standard 11. So see, though we have now in standard 12, but whatever you have learnt in standard 11, it is the base. Okay, so to avoid repetition of the common explanation, you have to refer your book of standard 11 for the journal entries. Okay, and new adjustment, only special and new adjustment will be taught in standard 12 book. Okay, so you have to refer your book. Apart from that, whatever you learnt in topic 1 of this book, of this lesson, topic 1 you learned that different methods of preparation of the accounts of partners, right, which were the method fixed and fluctuating, right, and in fixed there are two types and in fluctuating only one type. So that is the base for this lesson and you have to remember this. Now let's move to the first adjustment. See, the first adjustment is of closing stock. See, apart from the trial balance, if the adjustment of the closing stock is given, then closing stock is always an asset. Okay, so what is the adjustment of closing stock? The first effect would be on the balance sheet asset side and the second effect would be on the trading account credit side. See, balance sheet asset side because closing stock is a stock. Okay, so stock is an asset. Okay, so the first effect would be closing stock will come in the asset side of balance sheet. Okay, and the second effect would be trading account in the credit side, right? Next, the second adjustment is of outstanding expenses. See, outstanding means pending which have not been finished. Outstanding expenses is a liability the expenses which have not been paid, outstanding, which are still have not been paid, are called as outstanding expenses. It is a liability. So its first effect would be to the particular expense on the debit side of trading or profit and loss account, to a particular expense. For example, wages are not paid. Okay, wages are to be paid for this month, and last month's wages are also not paid. So last month's wages are also outstanding wages apart from this month's wages. Always remember, this month's wages are due apart from some wages of last month are also not paid. Okay, then those would be the outstanding expense, and those would be added to whom? To the particular expense. Which is the particular expense? Wages. Okay, wages plus outstanding wages on the debit side of trading or profit and loss account. See, if it is wages, it will come to the trading account. If it is salary or anything, that will come to the profit and loss account. This is the first effect. Second effect, it is the liability, because we have not paid till the date of the preparation of the balance sheet. We have not paid it. Okay, so it is a liability. Okay, so the first effect would be, for example, I have written for the profit and loss account, to particular expense, example given salary. Salary is to be paid plus outstanding salary remaining. Okay, pending salary. So the total salary would become over here. This is what outstanding expenses. And the second effect would become in balance sheet, because it is a liability. Outstanding expenses, for example, salary and the amount. Okay. Now listen to the third. See, prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses is an asset. Why? We have paid in advance. Pre means first. In advance. We have paid in advance. Suppose some electricity charges you were to be paid in next month, but you have paid in advance in this month. So it could be a prepaid expense. Okay. So prepaid expense is an asset for the time being, because your money are there. You can ask for your money for some time. Your money is there with the electricity board. Okay. So that is an asset for you. So prepaid expenses is an asset. So what is the effect for prepaid expense? Deduct from the particular expense on the debit side of the trading or profit and loss account. For example, it is a salary. Okay, and you have paid in advance. So that particular salary less whatever you have paid in advance. So the final salary amount will come over here. And in the balance sheet, what it is? It is an asset. So prepaid expenses is an asset. For example, salary is an asset for you. Next, income received in advance. That is pre-received income. Income you have received in advance. Okay, for example, commission, which you should get in the next month, but you have received it in this month. So you actually, this is not liable for you, right? You were not able to get it in this month, but then also you got it on in this month. So this is a liability for you. You should return it. Okay, for this day, for that specific day, that is a liability for you. Okay, so what it is first effect? Deduct from the particular income on the credit side of the profit and loss account. Okay, so on that day, that particular income, for example, commission, deduct or less received in advance, whatever commission received in advance. So that is the final figure. And it, as it is a liability, write it in the liability side of the balance sheet. Income received in advance, example, commission. What is the next? Income receivable. See, receivable. I have worked for a company for the month of May 2019, and they have not yet paid me the salary till June 10th. Okay, so that income is receivable to me, right? I am able to receive that income. Okay, so it is an asset for me. It is an asset for me. So what is the first effect? Add to the particular income on the credit side of the profit and loss account. See, on a particular date, on the date the balance sheet is prepared, or the particular profit and loss account is prepared, to that particular income, that salary I have to receive. So that salary is outstanding. Okay, so add it, and the total salary amount would be this. Similarly, on the balance sheet side, outstanding income, it is an asset. Next adjustment, bad debts. See, What is basically bad debts? Bad debts means the debts, the dues. Debts means what? The dues. From whom? From the debtors. The debtors, the debts which are irrecoverable. We think that these many debts cannot be recovered are called as bad debts. The amount of bad debts, that is a loss, because we consider that this much of amount of from the debtors cannot be recovered. Okay, they may cheat for this much of amount. This is a loss which we consider. Okay, so to the, that is the loss to the business. So it is debited to the profit and loss account because it is a loss, and deducted from the sundry debtors because we will not, sundry debtors is an asset, right? Some part of that sundry debtors, some part or some amount from the sundry debtors which is called as bad debts, which we will not get, we consider it is not recoverable. Okay, so that is a loss, so it is loss, we have to deduct from the balance sheet. Okay, so show the debit side of the profit and loss account, bad debts, to bad debts either old or new, add new to the bad debts. If only bad debts is given, then write bad debts. If it is added to or to new is given, new bad debts are given, then we have to add to the old bad debts. Old bad debts, you have to add the new bad debts. So the total amount would be this much. And deduct from the sundry debtors in the balance sheet because we will not get some part of the some amount part from the debtors. Okay, so this would be the balancing figure. Okay, so far we have learned 6 adjustment today, and in our next lecture we will learn some more adjustment. So this is the quiz of the day 5th. Quiz of the day 5th. Okay, see, income, what is meant by income receivable? 4 options I have given. Income receivable means income received in advance, income which is due but not received, income paid in advance, and income which is not due. Okay, so you have to give me the correct answer immediately. What we will see in the next lecture? We will see the remaining adjustment pertaining to the trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Okay, till then, take care, stay home.